So good news, your preliminary results are back, and this is what's going to happen. The assessor's going to have given those results to your skills recognition advisor. So whether you spoke to, for example, Amanda or John, they're going to give you a call to tell you what that assessment has shown up for you. So what qualifications and at what level, because there's two parts to it. You'll see the qualification level, so remember, Certificate 3, Certificate 4, Diploma, Advanced Diploma, all the way up to Graduate Diploma. And then you have different actual qualifications. So you have some that sit in a niche area like work health and safety, which is really specific to a skill set. Then you might have something like leadership and management. In fact, you might have, 3, 4, 5 qualifications that have shown up on your preliminary assessment. And sometimes that can feel a little bit overwhelming. So we're going to make a phone call. We're going to talk to you about what are the qualifications, but more importantly, what do they mean? How do they line up with the direction you see yourself going? Now, that can sometimes feel like there is a lot of information coming into your head, and for some people who wondered whether their experience was worth anything, which is how Randall was when he first had this conversation all those years ago now, he wondered if he was going to be worth anything at all. So to receive a phone call saying, listen, we've found these qualifications, more than one qualification, some people need a little while to process that. So what you can expect is, as well as that initial conversation, we're going to send you that information out on email so that you've got time to read it, to think about it, to process it. And then we're going to book in another call with you to talk about, what do you think? What lines up for you? What is matching up? How does it work with the direction you see yourself going? And that's that great conversation, because we can share with you examples of other people, the industries they've gone into, people from your background, and what qualifications work for them. Because sometimes we've got the clearest plan in our head and we know what we're doing. And other times, gee, we could really use some help and insight into how other people have trod this path. That's that second phone call. In fact, on those preliminary assessments, about 50% of people take 2 or more. They enroll in 2 or more qualifications. That's usually because they've got a strategy about rounding out. So do you remember I had the example of work health and safety and leadership and management? So they might choose a technical qualification, one that's like work health and safety, which shows I've got an expertise in this specific area. And then they might back it up with something like leadership and management, which says to employers, says to industry, I can manage this team. In fact, I can do it really well. And so they might have that composite. The other 50% enroll for the first time in one qualification. And they do that so they can test the waters, experience how it's going to be from there, understand what it means to have these qualifications come. And what happens generally is we see them come back in the next 12 months and they will enroll in another qualification. So that's how the preliminary assessment results work. We're going to give you the outcome. What does your preliminary assessment show for you? What options work for the direction you're travelling in? What are the costs involved in that? What are the enrolment fees? Do you need some additional evidence? What that evidence could be. We share with you the information about other people that have walked the path you've walked, getting into the industry you might be in already or wanting to be in, and what we know serves you. In fact, sometimes that might be saying to you, you don't need that qualification. It might have shown up, your skills and knowledge might align with it, but it's not going to help you go in the direction you want to go. Let's put that one to the side. Let's start focus. So it's a focused conversation, and it's really about giving you the best information to make the most informed decision you can about what enrolment would serve you well. We'll also talk to you about how the enrolment process works, and so that's really straightforward, and we've worked really hard on making sure that happens for you. But it's about giving you the information so that when you enrol, you're really confident about the decision you're making, and you know that this is the decision that will help build your career, look after you and your family, and get you on the path to your next destination.